Imagine constantly worrying about your blood sugar levels, not knowing if they're too high or too low. For many people with diabetes, this is a daily reality and invisible burden they carry every moment of their lives. The challenge? Managing blood sugar levels can feel like a full-time job, with no breaks and high stakes. Now, what if there was a way to lighten that load, something that could help you stay on top of your diabetes without constantly pricking your finger or guessing how your body is reacting to your last meal? This is where continuous glucose monitors, or CGMs, come into play. What is a continuous glucose monitor? A continuous glucose monitor, CGM, is like having a personal assistant for your diabetes. It's a small, wearable device that keeps track of your blood sugar levels around the clock. No more guessing games or relying on just a few readings each day. With a CGM, you get a full picture of how your glucose levels are behaving day and night. Here's how it works. A tiny sensor is inserted just under your skin, usually on your arm or belly. This sensor measures the glucose in the fluid around your cells, which gives a good indication of your blood sugar levels. The sensor connects to a transmitter that sends this information wirelessly to a monitor, which can be a separate device or your smartphone. Every few minutes, you get an update on your glucose levels, and if something's off, like your levels are too high or too low, you'll get an alert. Why CGMs are game changers for managing diabetes. Let's face it, managing diabetes is tough. Traditional methods, like using a blood sugar meter, require you to prick your finger multiple times a day. Not only is it inconvenient, but it also only gives you a snapshot of your blood sugar at that moment. It's like trying to understand a whole movie by looking at just one frame. CGMs, on the other hand, provide a continuous stream of data. It's like watching the entire movie unfold, giving you a much clearer understanding of what's happening with your blood sugar throughout the day. This can be a real game changer for people with diabetes, especially for those on intensive insulin therapy or who experience unpredictable blood sugar swings. The anatomy of a CGM, breaking down the components. Every CGM has three main components that work together to give you that continuous stream of glucose data. One sensor, this is the part you insert under your skin. It's a small, thin tube that detects glucose levels in the interstitial fluid, the fluid that surrounds your body's cells. Most sensors are waterproof and stay in place with an adhesive patch. You'll need to replace the sensor every 10 to 14 days, depending on the device. 2. Transmitter. The transmitter connects to the sensor and sends your glucose readings wirelessly to the monitor. In some systems, the sensor and transmitter are combined into one unit. The transmitter ensures that your glucose data gets to where it needs to go, your monitor or smartphone app, so you can stay informed. 3. Monitor. This is where you see your glucose readings. Some CGMs come with their own monitors, while others work with apps on your smartphone. The monitor displays your glucose levels every few minutes and stores this data, which you can share with your healthcare team to help fine-tune your diabetes management plan. Who benefits the most from using a CGM? CGMs are particularly beneficial for people with type 1 diabetes, who need to closely monitor their blood sugar levels to avoid dangerous highs and lows. But they're also increasingly used by people with type 2 diabetes, especially those on insulin therapy. If you struggle with hypoglycemia unawareness, meaning you don't feel the symptoms of low blood sugar until it's too late, a CGM can be a lifesaver by alerting you before things get critical. For those who often experience unpredictable blood sugar levels, a CGM can provide the insights needed to avoid potentially dangerous situations. A 2020 commentary highlighted that CGMs can significantly increase the time people spend in their optimal blood sugar range, reduce the number of hypoglycemic events, and decrease the time spent with low blood sugar. This can lead to better overall diabetes control and a higher quality of life. The long-term benefits of using a CGM. The benefits of using a CGM go beyond just avoiding highs and lows. Studies have shown that these devices can have a positive impact on long-term health outcomes. For example, a 2021 study found that CGMs could improve HbA1c levels, a key marker of blood sugar control, reduce the frequency of hypoglycemic events, and increase satisfaction with diabetes treatment. CGMs can be especially beneficial during pregnancy, helping to manage blood sugar levels more effectively for both the pregnant individual and the fetus. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, CGMs were highlighted as reliable and safe tools for managing diabetes remotely, reducing the need for in-person doctor visits. Considerations and limitations. As with any technology, CGMs aren't perfect. One of the biggest barriers is cost. CGM devices can be expensive, and while some insurance plans cover them, not all do. The initial cost of the device, along with the ongoing cost of replacing sensors, can add up. Additionally, while CGMs reduce the need for finger prick tests, they don't eliminate them entirely. You may still need to prick your finger to calibrate the device or confirm a reading. There's also the risk of the sensor getting damaged or knocked out of place. While the sensors are generally sturdy, you might need to avoid certain activities to prevent damage. If the sensor stops working, you'll need to replace it, which can be inconvenient and costly. Frequently asked questions about CGMs. One of the most common questions people have about CGMs is the cost. Prices can vary depending on the brand and model. For instance, the Dexcom G6, a popular CGM, had a transmitter cost of around $422 in 2022, with additional costs for sensors that need replacing every 10 days. Other CGMs, like the Medtronic Minimum Guardian Connect and Abbott Freestyle Libre 2, have different price points, typically ranging from $50 to $200 for sensors and equipment. Another common question is whether you can get a CGM without a prescription. In most cases, a CGM does require a prescription, so you'll need to work with a healthcare professional to obtain one. They can help determine if a CGM is right for you and guide you through the process of getting set up. Conclusion: empowering your diabetes management. Managing diabetes is a complex and ongoing challenge, but a continuous glucose monitor can make it significantly easier. By providing real-time insights into your blood sugar levels, CGMs can help you take control of your diabetes, reduce the risk of serious complications, and improve your overall quality of life. If you're interested in using a CGM, talk to your healthcare provider to see if it's a good fit for you. With the right tools and support, you can manage your diabetes more effectively and focus on living your life to the fullest.